In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace plasterboard with cement board, or backer board as it's commonly called, like I am here in this corner shower enclosure. You see, the problem with plasterboard is that if water gets through the joints between your tiles, it sucks it up like a sponge. And if that happens regularly over time, the plasterboard's going to fail and you obviously end up with a major problem. But the great thing about cement board is that it's impervious to water, so it will never be affected by it, and it will never swell or warp in any way, which makes it a stronger, more durable base for your tiles. And I would highly recommend it for very wet areas like here in the shower, and it's an absolute must if you're trying to create a wet room. Now, cement board comes in two thicknesses, 6mm and 12mm. Today I'm using the 12mm thick, which is about the same thickness as plasterboard, so it replicates the wall that I've already got. But before I can fix any of this, I need to take some of this off. Backer board needs to be supported along its vertical edges, so I mark out a vertical cut line at the very centre of a convenient stud. I can then cut the plasterboard along this line to be able to remove it and keep a clean edge. Before I remove any screws and cut all the way through, I make sure that it's secured with new screws near the cut into the stud so it doesn't move. With these in place, I can then get on with removing the existing screws. Now this is easy for me because I can see where the screws are here. But if your walls are plastered and painted, a little tip to help you find your screws and studs is to use a small magnet which will stick to any screws it gets near to if you run the magnet across the wall. With the plasterboard removed, I can replace it with the backer board, which is near enough the same thickness. This is screwed onto the studs with corrosion resistant screws at 200mm or 8-inch centres. And just like the backer board you can use on the floor, the screws have to be at least 15mm away from the edge and 50mm away from a corner. To cut the boards to size, I first mark and score with a utility knife. After scoring a few times, the board can simply be snapped using a timber packer underneath. Or, if like I have here, where there's not enough on the waste side of the board to get any leverage, then tapping along this joint with a hammer will gradually break the board along the score line. These type of cement boards should never be cut using a mechanical saw, like a circular saw for instance, as it creates a huge amount of cement dust, so keep away from anything mechanical and protect the cleanliness of your house and your lungs. Another advantage of using cement backer board is that it's a lot stronger than plasterboard and can carry a lot more load. So compared with just over 30 kilograms a square metre for plain plasterboard, it can carry 200. With all the boards in place, making sure the screws are flush with the surface, I can mix some standard adhesive and fill the gaps around the edges between each board and the existing plasterboard. This joint is reinforced with mesh tape and embedded in the adhesive. Then finally feathered out. Here I'm aiming at a 150mm or 6-inch wide strip. In the corner of the shower I do the same, using tape to reinforce any possible movement between the two walls. And then again along the horizontal joints of the boards. So there you go. I think that is a nice tidy job. Just one tip if you're going to do a job like this, just make sure you wear some old clothes. Whatever you do sometimes get a little bit covered. I hope that helps you install your cement board, and I will see you in the next video.